Well, after suffering a concussion last fall and still feeling its lingering symptoms, 17-year-old high school junior Bryce Monty, who had been recruited by several major colleges, faced some very adult choices. Fox 11's Bill Miston talked with Monty and has his story.
How long have you been playing football, man?
Ooh, how long have I been playing football? Well, ever since I can remember.
Heading into his third season at Hortonville High School, Bryce Monty had plans to play in college after his senior year.
After what all the doctors have said, you know, I kind of looked at the risk-reward, and it just,
you know, as long as you get this stuff.
And talking to all the, you know, adults in my life,
clouds that kind of go away.
whether it's my parents or my coaches or my principal.
Yeah, as long as the school is good to work with it.
Yeah, the coaches have been awesome. And I want to be able to run around with my kids someday, or, you know, I want to be able to write my name when I'm 40 years old. So that stuff just outweighed the, you know, ability to play.
The 6', 250-pound middle linebacker says the decision to hang up the helmet dates back more than 6 months to a game against Oshkosh North.
It was late in the fourth quarter. We were down. They were driving, and they threw a pass, and actually I hit heads with a teammate. We both went into, both tackled the guy, and we just kind of went helmet to helmet, and I got the bad end of the stick, and I fell down. When I got up, I saw 2 scoreboards.
Monty says he knew he got hit hard, but wasn't dizzy and didn't have a headache, some telltale signs of a concussion. But when he got home to leave for a college visit,
we were going to leave on Friday night after the game, but instead of taking a right to go to North Dakota, we took a left.
Straight to the emergency room. In the days and weeks after the concussion, he followed orders.
The coaches and the trainer did, you know, exactly what they were supposed to do on there, and
eventually passing a special concussion test used by some high schools.
And then I sat out 1 week.
And got back on the field. But
I came back way too early, and I played 2 more games. And then after that second game, I knew that I was not feeling right.
A person can fall and hit their head and get up. They can finish a game and say, I feel fine. But 3 hours later, 4 hours later, they're vomiting, they have sensitive light.
Mark Hewson is a licensed athletic trainer with Bell & Health Sports Medicine.
The impact testing process is made up of 3 components.
I wanted to know what the baseline concussion test Monty took, called an impact test, was like.
Feeling too slow? Nope.
It involves word recall.
House.
Drawing memory.
Is this displayed? Yes.
And more recall.
Ice. No.
After about 25 minutes, part 1 was finished.
That's a great test for neurocognitive. This is a great test for vestibular balance.
The second part involves setting a balance standard on stable.
You pass that one flying colors.
And unstable surfaces.
This is what you did as when your brain was normal or non-injured. Now we put you on this. That's like I said, we have some people who can't even get to that foam pad.
Hewson says concussions,
it depends. Were you knocked out, were you not?
Are extremely difficult to diagnose.
That's the hard thing with concussions. It's not like it's a broken bone where we can go back and go, I can see the break, and then I can, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, I can see the break healing, the fracture healing. That doesn't happen.
And just because you may pass one test,
you scored 8 points. You're still in that normal category.
Another test, or both, doesn't mean a concussion patient is ready to hit the field, court, or classroom. And there's another problem.
I feel fine, really, because your brain's not. Some kids know about the symptoms and don't want to say it either. You can only do so much, I think, and then it's still, the onus is back on that student athlete and the parents of saying, we're asking you guys to be honest.
A lot of times we forget that these are young men and women, and sometimes their desire to play the game is so great that they don't disclose right away what the symptoms could be.
Andy Colasso is Hortonville's athletic director and one of Monty's head coaches.
Stay focused.
Colasso says it was an emotional conversation when Monty came to his office.
Sometimes that picture is painted out there from the public that coaches just care about wins and losses, and they forget about the personal feelings that we have with our kids.
We all shed some tears.
Monty and his parents say they've seen numerous doctors who haven't been able to help Monty get over his symptoms.
I have constant headaches every day, and I'm having some pretty bad nausea, but I'd say the headaches are the most part.
Do you have one right now? Or?
Yeah.
In talking with his parents and doctors, that's when Monty decided to call football quits.
Extremely proud of him.
Monty's dad, John, says his son's coaches and the school couldn't have been more supportive during the recovery process. However, honest conversations with his son weren't easy.
I would tell Bryce, you just, be honest with yourself. When you do get better, are you going to want to put yourself in that same position again to take one more hit and possibly be able not to walk off the field?
A serious decision that turned one father's pride.
He's an amazing young man that is much wiser than 17.
And one coach's.
We're going to get through it. We tell everybody that the true sign of a character comes out in your toughest times, and I think you're seeing that from Bryce, and I'm very proud of that, and I couldn't be prouder of that young man.
I got to play with the best teammates in the state, in front of the best fans in the state, for the best coaches in the state. And, nobody can take that away.
In Greenville, Bill Miston, Fox 11 News.
Monty says he plans on being on the sidelines with the team in a supportive role this fall, and he also says that if the symptoms continue, he may decide not even to go to college.